Are you paying attention? They want you to look away. They want you to be silenced. Don't let them distract you. Request your mail-in ballot. Vote as soon as you can. Mail your ballot back the day you get it. Voting in person? Great. When? Early or on election day? Make a vote plan. Don't get distracted, because this isn't just about you. This is about us. Our lives depend on it.
This ad is paid for by the NAACP.
Without having that bodily autonomy, I wouldn't be able to be the person that I am today.
There's people out there that really, truly need the help. And if I can help, then that's a good thing. I know I've done my job.
I was going to be the best doctor that I could be for whatever patient came through my doors.
When I go into Planned Parenthood, I know that I can ask questions. I've never felt judged.
This is a community I connect with.
Educación sobre salud sexual básicamente es una educación para tu vida.
Planned Parenthood gave me the confidence to be able to stand up and say that this is what I'm doing and this is who I am.
With numerous bachelor and master degree programs, a renowned faculty, and one of the lowest private tuition rates in the entire state, Lourdes is the place for you. Discover our beautiful campus community, exciting new athletic programs, apartment-style residence halls, and convenient parking. Come on, discover a place where you matter. Discover a new you. Discover Lourdes University. Apply today. Lourdes.edu.
Oh man, did you see those commercials, Jody? Hey, I guess we're live. Hey, welcome to the CSRN video minutes and podcast. This is our weekly podcast that we talk about some of the things that we've done the week past, the things that we're doing at this moment, which we just came from somewhere that we'll talk to you about in a minute, and some of the things that we've got coming up in the upcoming days and weeks. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I use the gender pronouns he, him, and today I have on, man, kind of got a different look today, all right? I got on a black Scully. I've got my glasses from Optical by Twix in Between, and that is Christian Moncrief. So if you see the sister with the optical bus, flag her down, stop her, make an appointment, get your glasses, reasonably priced, awesome prescription, all right? And I need as much as I can get. Today I have on a black t-shirt. It says Black Lifeguard. Got on some gray sweats, can't see those. Hey, that's on you. And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting and protecting and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains and loss. And I'm always thankful for Jabril Bey, Mike Leonardi, Stephen Vines, Kamasi Kush, and others, Ebony Burks, that started this movement that you didn't have to be a politician or some type of religious figure to speak truth to power. 7 years later, Jody, we are still here, and that's who I am. And we've got an awesome lineup today to talk about our Black Lives Matter awards, some of the things that we've done today, and some of the things that Ruth Jody's going to talk to you about. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on if I haven't forgot anything. And if you're in the comments, put a black fist in there, put a heart in there. How else are we going to know that you're there? Unless you do something. Oh, is that her sister? Is that Ruth's younger sister?
Okay,
man. Okay. Oh man. All right.
Mama.
Oh my. See, you owe me $5, Jody. I thought that was her sister. All right. So hey, having said that, I just got me some points. Huh? I just got some points, and I'm redeeming them today. All right.
Okay, better on speed dial.
All right. Okay. All right. You know how to shoot me down. All right. Ruin my day. Hey, listen, pass it to Jody. Introduce yourself, describe yourself, and I guess we're gonna start with the mission statement.
Yep. Hello, everybody. I'm Jody, treasurer of this wonderful organization. I go by Jay Summers, Child of the System, or better known as Spoken Truth. I am a brown-skinned big bear of a man that's covered in tattoos and piercings and crystals from all over the place. Currently, the shirt I'm wearing is from an organization and a group effort that we did a couple of years ago called Sankofa 419. Which was built to go into the schools and talk to the kids about bullying and respect and what they think about is going on, which is very prevalent to what just happened. Like, my hat is from Filthy Feathers. You'll be seeing some more of these. Let me know he's going to be sending some more my way for me to, talk about Toledo, because that's pretty much all I wear. I don't wear labels and brands and companies that wouldn't save anyone unless they look like them. So, I think that's good enough. Oh, yeah, and my gender pronouns are him, he, and we. If you know me, you'll know why there's a we. And this is our mission statement. We are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer, of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often police brutality goes without consequence or accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive, community-based events to help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, say that again, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter, Black lives must matter. And injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
All right, Judy. Jody, you got a staff here. I see you carrying that everywhere. What's up with that? All right, is your leg hurt? Are you trying to get a check? I mean, what's up with the staff?
Well, this is actually my second staff in as many years. Last year, a friend of mine by the name of Doug Whiting, after we raised the RGB flag for the first time in the history of Toledo, Ohio, made me some stuff. So I had a friend make me a jacket, what you guys see me around on the news and stuff like that. That was made by Gutter Dave. Find him at the Arts Commission and stuff.
I had no idea.
Yep. And the staff was made by a guy named Doug Whiting. Now, this is my newest one. The other one's a little bit more spiky, a little bit more shorter. I can carry it around and stuff. This one, you know, when it's coming in the room, it's got the nice little stuff that I talk about, my crystals and that little staff that they have on the medical back thing with the snake going up. And that's kind of what this is, but it's a memory of how many marches and how many things and stuff, and it has a. I don't know if y'all can hear that over there.
It's got about to mess up the TV. Banging on the ground.
It lets some good ancestral vibrations out. So everybody should get that one. But for other purpose, it's called my social distancing stick.
Okay, and so, why do you call it your social distancing stick?
Well, we all know we got to be 6 feet, wear a mask and stuff like that. So this is just to remind people, you get too close and you might have to figure out why it's so heavy.
All right. Ooh. take that as a threat. All right, kind of hurt my heart. All right, look, I think we're gonna go next to our CSRN guiding principles, and we've been here for, this is our 7th year.
Yep.
All right, 2021 will be our 7th year, and we just haven't made it this long just by happenstance. We do have some things that ground us, that keep us together, and these are the CSRN guiding principles. All Black lives matter. Queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, differently abled Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe?
Ashe.
And Ashe means is a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe?
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe?
Ashe.
Principal struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe?
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe?
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe?
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe?
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership, at the center of our movement, and telling their stories directly. Ashe?
Ashe.
Training and leadership development is fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe?
Ashe.
Those are our video minutes. And I think, Ruth, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to take a short break and we're going to come back with some of the things that we've got coming up, some of the things we just went through. Man, we had a busy weekend and beginning of the week. Yeah. So, hey, listen, stay tuned. This is the CSRN Video Minutes, the weekly podcast. Stay tuned and come right back.
Hey, I'm Dr. P. Not only am I a leadership coach, I'm a change agent and I'm a race scholar. I've used my study of race to dismantle systems and organizations, but I also use that to help you as the individual become a better leader for your families and for your community.
All right, we are back. Oh, man. It's almost like I was being alerted that we were coming back. Brother Washington Muhammad, him, co-founder CSRN, and we've got the incomparable lead administrator, the administrative core, Ruth Leonard. If you don't mind, could you introduce yourself? Kind of describe what's going on. I don't know if it's the Essence Festival or the Ebony Fashion Fair, but either or, describe yourself, all right? And whatever else we're going to go to today. All
Oh
right.
my gosh. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. My name is Ruth Leonard. As Brother Washington stated, I am the administrative lead. I am a brown skin complected woman. I am actually wearing a bejeweled necklace with a gray sweatshirt, and my hair is in braids in a messy bun. So I am really excited about the work that CSRN is doing in conjunction with a lot of other local organizations on behalf of the students at St. John's Jesuit High School. If you have been paying any attention to the news lately, last Friday, there was a collection of young Black men who attend St. John's, and they wanted to have a celebration for Black History Month in the form of T-shirts as well as having music played over the PA system. Initially, they were told that they would be able to have the T-shirts, and then the administration decided to renege on that promise that was made to them. They found multiple reasons for why the music would not be played over the PA system, even when the students came back with edited versions of it, changing the songs, changing the messaging. No matter what the students did, it was not good enough. So basically, the students did not have a Black History Month celebration for this school year. As a result, the students decided to stage a protest where they walked out of the school and created signs that said Black Students Matter. And they basically wanted to get the public to know what they were protesting in regards to a complete lack of acknowledgement of Black History Month. When the students left the school, they were then told that they either had to leave the premises or return into the school building and receive a 0 for the entire day's work, as well as face a detention. The students who rightfully believed that this was a wrong decision decided to go across the street to the land that is owned, I believe, by the Home Depot. And as a result, the police were called on them. Thankfully, the news showed up rather quickly, and there was no negative interaction between the police and the students. However, the desires of the students have still been ignored by the administration. So CSRN jumped into action because we knew that if we were dealing with a faculty and an administration that would call the police on their own students, that they would not think that it would be too much above them to continue to target these particular students. So we wanted to make the message clear that the rights of the students as Black men was being infringed upon. And so we wanted the administration to hold true to their promises, number one, but also if there were going to be any consequences to be faced, bring those consequences to CSRN. The academic the decision to hold these students' academic futures hostage is unfair to these students for simply exercising their rights. The decision to give them punitive damage or to punish them punitively by giving them a 3-hour detention was unfair. And so in addition, CSRN partnered with New Order National Human Rights Organization to stage a second protest. And this second protest took place today. And I'm actually going to throw it back over to Brother Washington and Jody to give a rundown of how they think that protest went.
Oh, you want me to start?
You start.
Hey, listen, anytime you plan a protest, there's always going to be some opposition, some pushback. We're not, new to this, so we understood that. So shouts out to New Order and CD for putting together the flyer, putting together the initial post. Also want to praise CD for dealing with a lot of backlash from people posing as school administration, people that were posing as parents, and people that were posing as students. What happened today? Today we were told that the school was going to be letting out early because of our 245 protest. And within the text of CD's post, she said that it was going to be peaceful. So we realized the amount of energy, Jody, that we were going to use. We recognized the wording that we were going to use, that it was going to be just from love, coming from a place of love for our students, peaceful, point blank, not on the school property, across the street from the school. However, they did let school out early, but in CSRN fashion, we're always on time. We're always slightly ahead of time. So Jody and I, we were ready and posted up at 2:15. They let out at 2 o'clock. So when the students, administrators started to pour out of the schools in their cars and being transported, we already had our signs set up. We already had our red, black, and green flags set up. Jody and I were already there. So if they were letting school out so that the students and parents wouldn't see a protest, well, they were sadly disappointed. And also, before Jody jumps in, there were a lot of children, a lot of parents were giving us the thumbs up.
Yep.
A lot of the parents, a lot of the students were blowing their horn, leaving out of the parking lot. I didn't see anyone shouting out that we were disappointed that we were standing up for Black youth, or that they were disappointed that we were looking at our youth as human. We didn't see anything like that. So whatever they had planned, we had another plan. So that part went well before the other New Order people and other community members that wanted to be out here with us. The police did show up, but the police was also appeared to be supporting what we were doing, because they gave us a thumbs up, and peaceful from beginning to end. Jody, what did you experience?
Yeah, almost identical thing. Yeah, it's protesting is a peaceful thing. There's a difference between a protest and a riot and a demonstration and a die-in and all this other stuff. We've been doing this long enough to know we were there for the children. We weren't there to piss off administrators or put out threats or anywhere. We were there to stand behind these kids who stood up for something and had the police called on them before their parents were called. And this is where they're being taught. A couple of, one of the news stations came up and asked me how I felt about this. And for me, I'm an award-winning published author, illustrator, community member, elected official, and all of this stuff. But in school, I was never taught how you get to those things. In school, I was just another student in number until it was Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, Christmas, and 4th of July.
You forgot about Christmas?
All of those,
all right, okay.
All of those holidays, I had to be something. I had to make sure to smile and do all this other stuff. But when it came to February and my history of my skin tone, it wasn't much taught. It was normal stuff that we get taught, but I had to learn about Black Wall Street myself. I had to learn about investing in myself afterwards. It wasn't taught to us that we should be proud that we come from a great history, and it did not start at slavery. See, that's something, but either way, yeah, so I felt it was good. We all had positive messages towards the end. We had some other youth who were excited. They were around, like maybe 10, 11, 12. Some other youth that came up and was excited just to be able to support people who were standing up for what they believed in.
And before we throw it back to Ruth, for the adult men in our community, I applaud all of the men that came out today. That's really important, that our young Black men see us as a strong support system. For the Black men that called us earlier and tried to convince me to call it off because there's going to be repercussions, that I should call it off until I talk with the principal. Well, listen, the school started this.
Yep.
All right. The school started this by calling the police on the students. So you involved me then. When you call the police on my babies, you involve me. You already tagged me in, and you can't undo that. So for the men, stand with us. We can't just be apologists for dominant culture or for our former slave masters and their children. This is a new day. Our youth are standing up. And who are we to tell them to now is not the time? Who are we to tell them to continue to act fearful and coward-like? So it's a new time for men. Stand up. Let's catch up with this new time that people are elevating. People are evolving in what they want to say and how they want to say it. This is not the 70s anymore. It's not the 80s. That time is gone. It's time for our youth to stand up. I'm with our youth standing up, speaking truth to power. This is the generation that everybody prayed for. Whatever you pray for is not going to come as a bird or something other than out of a woman's womb. It's going to come in as a gift of our children that's going to take us further. So we thank our youth for standing up, and I'm not going to stand on the sideline and allow them to get the pushback from adults. I'm going to stand in the way of that. As Ruth said on Friday, when we made our initial protest, our initial post, she said, hey, look, if they want to be mad at somebody, hey, bring it to us.
Yep.
If they want to be upset and debate this, all right, then bring it to us. We could take that. So that was my take on it, Ruth, and great job at the beginning of the protest, getting it started, getting it going. That was my take. And what were your feelings about the people that you saw come up, about some of the things that you heard people saying? What was your take?
Don't forget to introduce yourself.
I think she did. She did the caramel brown and the brown caramel, and I'm just full of myself. You didn't hear that?
Yeah, I heard
okay, all right.
Okay.
Jet magazine.
Right. He just co-signed my foolery. All right.
Okay. So I personally thought that it was an amazing show of solidarity. I think, as Brother Washington mentioned, we as CSRN have made it very clear that the needs of the students are going to come first in everything that we do. Because I think a lot of times when you look at students who have a voice or who are finding their voice, there's this tendency to dismiss them because they're children, because they're students, because you feel as though they don't know enough to be able to have these opinions. And I think that these young Black kings, which is what I constantly refer to them as, these young Black kings who stood up for themselves and who stood up for the fact that they wanted to celebrate Black History Month. And I mean, if there was ever a year to listen to Black children, it's this year. We have come off of a whirlwind of 2020 where race relations have become the crux of most conversations. So the fact that you have these young Black kings who are willing to put themselves on the line to say, we want some form of recognition, and you promised this to us back in October, and now you're coming back and saying that that's not good enough. Of course, we're going to stand up for them. The one thing that I want to make abundantly clear, however, is that for CSRN, for myself, for Brother Washington, for Jody, for hopefully any organizations that have joined in this partnership for equality for these young Black kings, make sure that they are first and foremost the ones who are making decisions, the ones who are having conversations, the ones who get the final say in what it is that they want. Don't use your ability, and this is across the board, don't use your ability as an adult to constantly downplay what children are telling you. Don't use your platform as a change agent to tell someone else what they want, right? That's the That's the first thing. But being out there today, I think it was beautiful because you had so many different members of the community coming together. You had Reggie Williams from the Doug. You had C.D. Dotson and Thomas Boyce from New Order. You had Tyrone Cleveland from Impact Toledo. You had CSRN. And then we were able to use all of that energy. We were able to channel that energy to put it back on the school. They made a promise to these boys, and that's what this whole thing boils down to. Stick to your word. If you say you're going to do something, then you should do it. And it's as simple as that. So I'm really thankful for all of the black men, especially, who came out in support of these black men or of these young black kings. I'm really thankful that there were so many different cultures and everyone got to make a poster to show their support. I'm thankful for the cars that drove past and honked their horns in solidarity with us. I'm thankful for just in general, we as a city, I think, are finally getting to the point where we see the changes that are happening, and they're not coming from the older generation. They're coming from the younger generation. And we finally gotten to the point where we can sit back, we can listen, and we can fight for them, not against them. We can fight for them.
All right. Hey, listen, I think I'm checking our time. I think that it's time for we're going to take a short break. And I think when we come back, if you don't mind, Ruth, if we can give a Black Lives Matter Award recap. What did you think we did well? What are some of the things you thought we did really well? All right. And all right. So listen, everybody, if you haven't put anything in the chat, I just saw Julian, who is our complete, he is the comment section. All right, so what's up, Julian Golden Rule? All right, put something in the chat. Let us know that you're there. So come on right back. This is the CSRN Video Minutes, our weekly podcast. Come right back.
Maumee Valley Unitarian Universalist Congregation strives to be a welcoming and growing spiritual community of religious liberals, advancing acceptance, pursuing reason, nurturing love, furthering justice, and promoting peace. If you'd like to begin receiving our weekly email newsletter, please send an email to news@mvuuc.org, like us on Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube channel to learn more, connect, and watch past services online. Thank you.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
Biology, nursing,
pre-med, early childhood education.
For more than 50 years, Lourdes has been the place to receive a quality, values-centered education. With numerous bachelor and master degree programs, a renowned faculty, and one of the lowest private tuition rates in the entire state, Lourdes is the place for you. Why settle for an impersonal online program or huge lecture halls where you're just a number? At Lourdes, you'll receive personalized career guidance from a faculty who actually knows you by name. That's why students of all ages are discovering that Lourdes is the university for them. Discover our beautiful campus community, exciting new athletic programs, apartment-style residence halls, and convenient parking. Come on, discover a place where you matter. Discover a new you. Discover Lourdes University. Apply today, lourdes.edu.
All right, we're back to talk about the Black Lives Matter Awards, the virtual. And I like for the person that produced the show, and that means the person who was in charge of the graphics, in charge of the images, and great job as a producer of the Black Lives Matter Awards, 2021, the virtual edition. So, if you don't mind, Jody, I like to start with Ruth.
Director Ruth.
Right, and director, because she was telling us what to do. All right, I don't want to give her too much. Hell, we already at a deficit. Us two against her is unfair because we need to go round up 5 more guys just to make it even. All right, for real, for real. So, Ruth, producing the show, conceptualizing the agenda, and watching us do what you told us to. All right. What was that like for you?
I loved it. I have realized I am a fan of chaos. And the entire 2 days leading up to it was nothing but chaos. And I loved it. It was a labor of love. I got to talk to so many amazing people, and to be able to take all of their words and their messages and just combine it and cut it up and slice it and dice it and put it back together, to create those montages, to be able to reach out to so many organizations who sponsored the Black Lives Matter Awards, and to build those relationships and those coalitions. As you saw, we are still running those commercials because we want to continue to get the message out about these organizations. To be able to sit and tell both of y'all what to do for 2 hours, man. What's that's how you bring in Women's History Month, and you send out Black History Month with a Black woman in charge both times. Okay, so it was amazing. I am so thankful to everyone who tuned in. I'm thankful to DJ Dow Jones. I'm thankful to Food Not Bombs for allowing us to pour into your organization as well. I had a ball. So much that I want to do a virtual award every year. Like, I don't want to come back together because it was just so much fun to put the whole thing together. I know I'm probably going to change my mind when it's time to put it together next year, but I loved it. And I am so thankful to each and every person who played a role in the CSRN BLM VAs.
All right.
Yeah.
Jody was in charge of really filling this box. All right. For all of the recipients, we started with an empty box.
Yep.
All right, and an idea. And Jody set out to find some of the most amazing, creative Black business people, artists in Toledo. All right, and vendor by vendor, he either. Why am I telling his story? Because I like to tell Jody's story. All right, gives me more screen time before Ruth bump me out again. But look, we started with an empty box. This is what it looked like. It had the logo on it by Abby B. So what's up, Abby? Thank you for doing that. All right, but it was empty. Jody set out to find some local vendors. We filled it up. Jody, how did you find the vendors? Who were they? And what made you pick them?
Okay. So, yep, I'm the treasurer of the Power of the Black Card. And
what? Wait, what? What? Yeah. I thought we had the EBT, and you said black. Hey, okay, all right. That's racist. But anyway, I'm gonna let that go.
So I took my little magic black card, and I don't know. I think a lot of people, when they see, oh, you're the award show, you probably got everybody wanting to get in it and be in the box. So we started about, I think it was January, putting out information. If you would like to be part of the box, then let us know, along with the nominations and stuff. And it was only, I think, maybe at the end, 2 or 3 people that answered the call. But for me, I travel places. I'm an artist, illustrator, author, poet, and radio show host, and all of that stuff. So I said, well, I know these people. They sell stuff. Now, for an entrepreneur or business owner, we do blackouts all the time. which is cash bail, or not cash bail.
Cash mob.
Cash mobbing. There we go. A little bit different. But we do cash mobbing all the time. So I said, well, one of the spots that I go to, they have a candle maker, an artist, they have somebody that does like bracelets, jewelry, they have another person that does different kinds of bracelets and jewelry. And this year has definitely been the year for self-care and self-help and all of that stuff. So we threw some sage in the box. We threw some, again, you got some art in the box. You got stuff that...
You put some crystals?
We put some crystals in the box. I put some seashells in the box. Just some stuff that when you do feel overwhelmed. I mean, it's great to have a statue, and shout out to Gathered Glass. They provided the centerpiece, which was the fist. And then everything else grew from around that. I wanted you to feel like you were not going to be able to be like, okay, this just goes on the mantle. Every moment you open that box, you're going to be like, I got something else. Move the paper around and everything. There's something else. So even if you couldn't use it, you get like we had men and women. So I tried to find as many unisex things as possible. But you know, sometimes things get blinged out, and so that way, even if the guy couldn't use it, like the earrings that Bruce liked, shout out to Giovanna Creations, but who did the Black woman keychain or earrings. So, or keychains. They were keychains or earrings, I can't remember. But if I couldn't use it, I could give it to somebody. So guess what? There's a birthday gift. There's something like that. So, and to also put, there's like 15 is a large number if you're just starting out and you're just getting your company off and running. So we also paid people. So we just didn't just say, hey, you want to donate, give us some stuff for free. No, here's a donation. Here's what we can do to help so we can see you having a brighter future. And yeah, it was interesting putting it together. I think the last one came maybe an hour before we finalized the boxes and got ready to ship them out. So meeting everybody and put business cards in there. So even beyond the awards, everything in that box you can purchase yourself. So the glass fist, you can go to Gathered Glass, the artwork, the wristbands. We had Sonia in there, who's also one of our recipients, and she still put some. So when she got her box, she got one of her things back in stock.
Oh yeah,
like
you need to give that back. So you can't be taking your own issue. All right, give that back. All right.
But it was a really good experience, and I hope that even if next year is something different, because every year we come up with something different for the awards so we don't get stagnant or stale, that somebody else will be inspired to do it themselves in their own community. It doesn't have to be a Black Lives Matter Awards. It could be a community local business entrepreneurship award or something like that, where the community comes together like time capsules and put stuff in it. I put some of my art and books and everything in there, so I was very happy with that.
And also, I wanted to also say that another one of the great helpers was Maurice Wormley. He has a business on Facebook, just not just another shirt company. Tag him. He made our Black Lives Matter shirt. He made our original Black Lives Matter shirt. So he not only did our up-to-date shirt, but he also did our throwback too. And he worked tirelessly to get these shirts to us. So not only he has a regular job and another job and another job.
I heard that, Julie. But yeah.
Right. So he took a lot of time to make sure that that it happened. Man, I just can't thank everybody enough. And I want to talk about also the delivery.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that I saw this interesting picture, like the Publishers Clearinghouse, and they got the cameras inside your house before you get the award. How the hell?
Well, I showed up at Sonia's house. She stays at 345. No, I ain't give her that address. Everybody be showing up at her house getting free organics. All right, but I told her, hey, look, where you at? I'm on the way. She said, come through. I show up at the door before I do anything. She says, oh, let me get a picture. I've got my mask on, so I'm looking CSRN professional, all right? Bam, she snaps the picture. She was and she said it means so much because it's from her peers. We're all in the trenches, and what better award that you can get from those who are in the trenches, too. So that was amazing meeting her. Petronella, is that Petronella?
Let's see.
Right here?
Petronella's here. Yep.
Petronella
She's got a
Holmes.
hashtag in there.
Man, I went to her house. Beautiful brother. Opened the door. I think it was her younger brother. And then I said, hey, I'm here for Petronella. He said, who? I'm like, hey, just make sure she gets this box. So thank you, sis, for being an amazing recipient. I stopped by 419 Grind to drop off Dr. Victor Coleman Jr.'s award. Yeah, I got it right, Ruth. I got it right. All right. And I got a chance to meet some of the staff there at 419 Grind, and they were just voted the #1 podcast.
Yeah, I was actually just on the show the other day, and it's kind of, you pulled up with my thing in the background.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Check out 419 Grind podcast. I think there's a lot of different things coming from that studio, and I think I may get $5 for just saying this. All right. So hey, Jesse, you know I ain't playing for my money. And also I stopped by Hope Bland's, but for whatever reason, Hope treats me like she sees I'm there, so she don't answer her phone. All right, she didn't answer her door, but that's all right. Hope, I got you. Dr. Hope Bland received an award. And the last person I want to talk about, I stopped by Chris Pope's. This is a beautiful, beautiful brother, Chris Pope. Stopped by his house to give him his award. Lovely brother. Is it exclusive or executive? Car detailing.
I know it was a car
Look up Chris Pope. All right. If I'm missing that, if I'm messing up the name, you keep the money, all right? But when I come back and get it right, you know what to do. I met Chris, and lastly, I met Cookie Belcher, Earlene Cookie Mac Belcher. Oh man, I thought I had jokes, all right, and I can get with the best, but not Cookie. No. I will never post something online joking your community out, all right, ever again, all right? I will not talk about the gated community. I will not talk about the police that feed your dogs and all of that badness. I won't joke your community out again. And I won't joke about how it's so far that they gotta pump oxygen out there. All right. Man, I've never been out there. I got really nervous, all the big houses. But I thank Cookie. That's a funny. If she offends you on Facebook, she offends you in person too. That's a funny lady. So shouts out to Cookie. Hey, listen, Ruth, and also Sabrina Jameson Barrett. Thank you, Sabrina. Sunday morning, we were getting it in. Sabrina said, hey, look, Brother Washington, what do you need? I said, I need help with these packages. I need help with these boxes. She said, where are you at? I said, I'm at home. She said, I'm outside. How you know where I live? Oh, Toledo funny like that. All right, you got to be careful who you talk about. So somebody will pull up on you. So I'm mindful of what I say. Thank you. Right. Thank you, Sabrina, for assisting us with all of the people that you dropped off the boxes to. Ruth, I am out of breath. What do we do next?
Next, we take a break, and I think we come back and we talk about what comes next.
That's right.
All right.
So listen, just stay tuned. CSRN Video Minutes, our weekly podcast. Come right back.
All right.
All right,
really quick. Shout out to the Beats for just the dopest CSRN soundtrack I think in existence. Shout out to them for allowing us to sample and use that little snippet, because every time just make you do the ugly like hip hop face.
Oh,
that's all I got.
Okay, all right. I've never heard a lead in like that with the ugly face, hip hop face. All right. Okay. Oh, all right. I guess we are different like that, Jody. Hey, listen, we are back. What I wanted to go over right now, Ruth, are some of the, if to the best of our ability, what are some of the next steps that you think that we'll be taking with what's happening at St. John's? I know that we've started, so I don't want to speak beyond my capacity to do. What do you see as some of the next steps that we're going to take, and then maybe we can get some 5 minutes of heat.
So the next step that we are taking in regards to St. John's is purely dependent on what the young men want. So we are opening up a dialogue to bring all parties together just to hear what the demands of the students are, and then to hear how they want to move forward. Again, we cannot tell these young men how to live their academic lives in this situation, because because we are not the ones that are living their lives for them, right? And they are the ones that are directly affected. And so the only thing that we can do is show up in solidarity with them, hear what they have to say, and offer support in any way that we know how. So right now, I am in contact with a few parents of some of the young men who were a part of the protest, and I'm waiting to hear from them what our next steps are. I've always been very protective of children in this work, not only as an educator, but just in general as a citizen who knows that in 30 years, I'm going to be the old one and they're going to be the ones that are making the decisions. And I'm just hoping to pour into them whatever they need in order to be able to make decisions that they will be comfortable living with. So right now, as far as I can tell you, we have a couple of meetings scheduled, but the meetings will be the deciding factor in what happens next based on what the young men decide.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's the best, that's always the best way forward. And that's always been the way that we've operated, regardless if it's you or if it's a family affected by tragedy. We just don't show up giving them the prescription of something that they didn't ask.
Right.
So we'll be meeting with the parents, we'll be meeting with the young men, but in the final analysis, is what the young men want.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I think the school has already been put on notice of some of the or else that can happen. And we were probably the mildest thing that could happen to St. John's. So St. John's really need to give us a call and give us a thanks, because this was about the mildest thing that could happen to St. John's. And for St. John's and the administrators that may be looking at this, look at it as a blessing. Look at it as a mercy that people are involved with the youth in Toledo. And these children don't necessarily have to be mine. As elders, as one of the older people, I have a duty. I have a responsibility to look beyond my children. They grew up okay, but what good is it to have children that are okay when all the other children are dealing with oppression? All right, so missing with that, it's all about the youth. It's going to be about the youth, and we are going to be a part of the conversation. We're not going to be dissuaded. We're not going to be convinced to opt out of the conversation. That's not happening. So big ups to New Order, C.D. Dotson, Sabrina, Anika, Thomas, Joe Johnson, all of those that really are in the trenches and behind enemy lines, continuing to advocate for our children and all. Before I bring up Jody, I wanted to mention the band The Cam with Sean Nestor and Brady Hall. Just find them on Facebook. Find Sean Nestor on Facebook. I'll apologize right now if you find them. Keep promoting Black History all year. Yes, we talked about it for February, but it's the jump off for Juneteenth, which is the jump off for Black August, which is the jump off for Kwanzaa. So it don't stop, it won't stop. And my last shout out is to Julian and Nick Comize for being voted the most progressive in the city. Nick Comize, number one, Julian Mack, number two. And I think Julian has said, hey, look, guys, that's my Julian Mack impression, just in case you didn't know. Hey, guys, I don't think that it could have been done without CSRN and Brother Washington. That guy is so great. Okay, Julian. Okay, all right. You got your dollar. But yeah, shout out to those of us making a difference, challenging conventional wisdom. And I always say I am the older person. I'll be 58 this year. And I am part of that group of people that have sold you out. So depending on us to come up with the solutions for the problems that we cause, you'll be causing yourself disappointment and heartache. All right. And I'm here to tell you, you're on the right path. Just as Ruth wants to transfer knowledge to young people from what you know so they could chart a better course. That's my job. I don't want you doing things the same way that we've done as older people. No, but I do want you to tell you where some of us are laying around waiting to set you up, all right? Because I know where the bodies are buried, and I know what I'm talking about. So keep up the good work, Ruth. Keep up the good work, Jody, Julian, Nick. Congratulations. That means a lot of people are seeing what we're doing, and we are making a difference. With that being said, Judy, with that being said, Ruth, what? Can we bring Jody in for 5 minutes of heat?
Go for it.
Did I say Judy?
You did.
Right. It's typed on here. All right. Next
today.
Right. Next. Right.
Okay.
Did you just say 2 times a day? Okay. Now I can't even go home. Hey, Yvette. Look, Yvette. It's just me and you, baby. It's just me and you. All right. I don't even know who Judy is. All right. Maybe that's the judge. All right. There it is. All right.
All right. So also we do a segment where we try and highlight people that are actively doing things in their community. And as we are a community, that's the first word in our name for CSRN. So we try and be as many places possible to support other organizations or initiatives or give advice or just show up. So I'm normally the one that's like very active and bouncing around and putting my thumb in the photos and all of that stuff. So I did a few things this week. I also want to trail on Brother Washington and on Ruth's statement that we are here to help. We are here to help organize and demonstrate and have somebody's back if necessary. But we do not have the last say. And I do kind of find it funny that people are calling us, telling us to call something off. This is not our thing. We are there to show support. So if you want somebody to call something off, you need to talk to the school or you need to talk to the young kings that actually had a part of this. And not say, well, I talked to the parent of somebody. No, because just like they didn't call the parents before they called the police, you need to give them the same respect to call them and ask them what they want to do. I remember a few years back, we had the March for Our Lives, and that was a very inspiring march, and we had youth get up and speak, and the adults took a backseat. And unfortunately, I think it was actually the very next year, a group of adults said, well, we can't be putting kids in the forefront, but it was theirs. So again, if you want to know somebody to be upset with or somebody to come after you, come after us. But if you want to know who's going to stop it, who's going to sign something to say it's okay, it's going to be the kids. So a couple of things I did this week. I believe that was Saturday. I want to give a shout out to Buckeyes and Beyond. We had the first ever memorial march for John Lewis across the MLK Bridge. Shout out to Mike Hawk, who asked me to come, and because again I'm kind of intimidating in person and stuff, but he asked me to come for security and just to say a couple of words. I wound up getting on the news again and stuff, but we had a lot of people come from, most of the people that were there were from Pennsylvania. So shout out to everybody from Pennsylvania to come down to their first time to Toledo, Ohio, first time to Ohio, actually, for many of them. It was about 15, 16 of us. So we marched across the bridge. We said some things. We honored John Lewis and his march across his historic bridge for his generation. And we just started the first one here. So shout out to him. Shout out to day before yesterday, when we had the awards. There's something I've done every year for a dear friend of mine called Rochelle Russell, or Lisa. You can call her a whole bunch of names. But she used to be here. She just moved right before the pandemic back to Atlanta, but she's a chef, goes by Lily. And we had her pink for Paco, which is the Brianna Banner, I think it is, and the Ladybug Society for the anti-depo and birth control and all that stuff. So normally we're at the big green couch every year at Channel 11 because she was an organ donor. But this year we had the balloon release and it was beautiful. I promise I'll go post pictures in the video I got. I just needed a break yesterday. So shout out to her. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for always having me be a part of your family, extended or not. And next year, hopefully, we'll do it in Atlanta. Shout out to 419 The Grind again, because Bree Ann, who does okay, see, this is why I got a cheat sheet right here. But DJ Breeze at Essential Vibes ENT asked me to come out. She was doing a show on abundance, and we also talked about some DJ stuff. And since all of that's going on with what you can spend and people's requesting stuff, so we had a very good show. I'm looking forward to coming back. Looking forward to bringing some of my artists, not my artists, but people that I performed with since our stages are gone. Looking forward to bringing them on the show. So if you're a poet, an author, or somebody that's got something to say, you just released something, she is looking for artists to come and explain and talk about their craft as well. So shout out to you again. Brother Washington pulled up. Shout out to Jesse Coleman for putting that nice mix and master with the music. He pulled up. I opened the door. I'm like, who is this? I'm like, oh, that's me. So that was beautiful. I love the music behind it. And there is one more shout out I think I got to give. No, that was it. So Bree, Paco, and for the Memorial March. So shout out to everybody doing something in the community. Shout out to Reggie today for showing up and seeing him in a minute. I know he's always at the Doug 24/7, trying to make sure things are good for the youth and have a place for them to be. Shout out to Ty in 419, Sanko for short, and still with the Impact program and doing all of that good stuff. And that's my community shout outs ahead of the 5 minutes of heat. So, for 5 minutes of heat, I know Black History Month is over, but see, here's the beautiful thing. It don't come off. So, no matter whether it's February 28th or March 14th, talk about that day another day, I'm Black every day. But for me to get a chance to express my history to where I'm not going to be talked about, go home or shut up, it's nice. So we're going to bring it into March 1st with a little reminder that Black History Month is every day. Just gets celebrated sometimes. Sometimes. See. So let's begin. This piece is called Pearly Smile. Pearly Smile, written for Juneteenth. Peace. I smile and I see your fear. Every ounce of generational regret that pours out of your heart from ancestors who are no longer here. Yet they plague our day-to-day life with cultural crises that have been shackled to us as if iron weights weigh down our very souls, encapsulated in a time bubble that reoccurs every holiday to stir up old emotions, revolutions, and stories that are no longer told. I see the sadness in your heart. Centuries of forgotten history that turned revolutions and heroes into martyrs. Retold stories of the victories that slaughtered masses mercilessly to keep their stake in this land. Family trees that were uprooted and the nutrient-rich land sucked dry by parasitic people who could only focus on the material wealth they saw before them. I hear the proud people that came before you when you speak. Every generation you raise to remind your history that you still exist. Every doctor, every lawyer, every lawmaker, every creator, every innovator, and every elder you teach to reach adulthood, who will carry on the stories they thought they could defeat. Because creation did not die when they snatched you from your land and decimated the material artifacts that they believed was every piece of your culture. It only solidifies our divinity to go through every hardship this world can offer and still come out with a proud people that have not forgotten what they taught the world. I see hope behind children's eyes who have not been tainted by the misdeeds of this world and still have the opportunity to learn their history unbiasedly, without the greed of material functionality and the debt that has increased over the centuries of taught history. That's only led to division, misguided intentions, and a deep regret for the trails of lost tears that souls who get nothing back. Happy History Month, whose sacrifice made your life worth living. In peace.
Man, okay.
Thank
So
you,
real quick,
Jody.
sorry. If y'all, these comments are hilarious between Julian and Miss Earlene. So check it out if you get a chance. I can't put them all up, but man, these comments are funny.
Going in now.
So, I think we are ready for our solidarity pledge. And our solidarity pledge is simply our pledge to not only to ourselves, but to each other to continue to fight the good fight until we meet again. So please repeat after me. Everyone say I.
I.
Your name.
Brother Washington.
Pledge to strive.
Pledge to strive.
To love my brothers and my sisters.
To love my brothers and my sisters.
As I love myself.
As I love myself.
I. Say your name.
Brother Washington.
Pledge to strive.
Pledge to strive.
To study to improve myself.
To study to improve myself.
Spiritually.
Spiritually.
Mentally.
Mentally.
Morally.
Morally.
And physically.
And physically.
For the benefit of myself.
For the benefit of myself.
My family.
My family.
And my people.
And my people.
I. Say your name.
Brother Washington.
Pledge to strive.
Pledge to strive.
To be a part of the solution.
To be a part of the solution.
The process.
The process.
And not the problem.
And not the problem.
I. Say your name.
Brother Washington.
Pledge to strive.
Pledge to strive.
To give all that I can spare.
To give all that I can spare.
Of my time.
Of my time.
My strength.
My strength.
And energy.
And energy.
To achieve.
To achieve.
The above said.
The above said.
Give yourself a round of
All right,
applause.
great job, Ruth. Great job, Jody.
Oh man. Make sure if you would like to support the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, you are clicking and going to our website, www.csrntoledo.com. There is an icon there for you to donate. You can also donate to us through Cash App by using the hashtag CSRN419, or you can donate to us through PayPal at paypal.me/CSRN419.
Also, you don't just have to donate. If you want something in return, we got shirts, we got keychains, we got wristbands, we got buttons, we got yard signs, we got all kinds of stuff, stickers.
We got
Let us know. I mean, it doesn't have to be a donation. You can get something and make yourself feel part of the community.
All right, and in closing, you and I both know that all lives can't matter until Black lives matter. And Black lives can't matter until all Black lives matter. Justice or else? Peace.
Yeah, yeah.